Hi there, my productive friends. Long time no see for the Googoo again does show. Uncle Googoo does crafts show, where I just do a bunch of handcrafts, whatever comes to mind. Not a professional doer, just me, just goofing off with the camera in the garage, perhaps. But in this case, we're not in the garage. We still have to do that show. I still have to finish off the episode where I'm filming me fixing DDR pads. But I'm getting ready. I've on weekends I don't have to play Brain Gymmer. If you've been watching my channel, you've been following that I've been playing a game called Brain Gymmer, and I don't have to play Brain Gymmer this on the weekends. During the week I have to play it non-stop. So on the weekends I kind of catch up on writing. I have to catch up on my Star Trek / watching my Coronation Street posts. I know a lot of you people from England are out there who are watching my Coronation Street clips. Thank you very much for your support. I guess I am one of those crazy Corey Streets from Canada. Corey Street fans from Canada. It's a wonderful show. It's very positive. Well, the murder and the adultery maybe not, but it's relatively a very positive show. If you count the positive influences of, say, Roy Cooper, Ken Barlow, these men are anchors of the show. You know, I would have to say I would like a dad like Johnny Cooper, the guy who plays Johnny Cooper. He's a very nice guy. I mean, I can assume that as an actor that he's nice like that as well. What's his name? The Freddie Smith, a new character. He's a widowed. If men call themselves widowed, I'm not sure. He's a widowed mechanic. He works at the mechanic shop. He's widowed. I believe his story arc was introduced when Kylie Platt went in for a house call to an old customer of Audrey, of the Audrey coiffure shop. And what happened was, unbeknownst to her, she died. The character died, and Freddie Smith was alone. So he's introduced as a new character, and Norris is still there. Norris Cole is still there. Mary Smith is still there. I think what's her name is gone. Definitely Carla is gone because the actress wants to try out new things in life, and being on the street for maybe 15 years or so, it's really rough. Being rough. New characters come and go. Pat Phelan is back. So anyways, what we're doing here is, well, it's not like I'm well, some of these stamps have not been canceled. Some of them are actual first time stamps that I actually paid for. Maybe all these, especially if it's on a white one like this. This is because I kind of, see, when you write to inmates, you're supposed to use your P.O. box. This is what the warden system wants. What the warden advises. What is advisable for people who write to inmates. Some inmates are genuinely friendly to see you and enjoy your company. Some of them are manipulators, especially the serial killer types. And so if you've got to write to inmates, especially in Canada, they have said there's a rule where it says you cannot use your I believe what the rule is, you cannot use your address, your home address. You have to use a P.O. box. That's the Canadian rule, anyways. Lots of red tape in Canada. So I've actually written my house address instead of my P.O. box. I've rented out the P.O. box one more time, and hopefully this latest stack. Included in the stack are O.J. Simpson. Yes, that O.J. Simpson. James E. Holmes, the Batman shooter. Douglas Armstrong, I think he's a gangster, or I think he's I'm gonna tend to write to death row inmates. America has currently put a moratorium on their death procedures because many companies do not want their products to be used for execution purposes. I believe the execution is a very distasteful thing because you are killing someone like a harmless, helpless animal in the cage. So they want to make it as humane as possible. You know, only the victims of the relatives of the victims and one state-sponsored witness can attend, or the chaplain, of course. They want to make it as painless as possible because it's bad enough that they're killing people. I support the death row, the death. Sorry about that. I support the death penalty actually. Because if you kill someone, if you kill someone, I mean, that's the worst thing you can do with your freedom, your intellectual abilities as a human being is to kill someone. Some of the right people I write to are not on death row, but are doing the 50 year to lifers, multiple terms. If you kidnap someone in California, I believe that is a life sentence because these are very dangerous crimes. These are very dangerous crimes, so they have to punishment fit the crime. Because felonies are really dangerous and serious crimes that harm other people. So in America, there's a moratorium on the chemicals on lethal injection because the states can't find the chemicals. Many companies in Europe have totally put a whole ban on it because much of Europe is many Europe states, many Europe nations have embraced non capital punishment. I may change my mind in the future, but it's really got the taboo factor of writing to these condemned people as well. And also, it's really strange and trippy that they are able to write with the hands they snuffed out another person's life. They put their hands are holding the pen, holding the paper, writing it in the envelope. Most inmates nowadays use JPay, so maybe this whole system, this whole medium is going out of style, and the only medium for the mail is to transport bulk objects such as gifts, or transport documents like business documents. Although those are even being translated into GIF files. I'm pronouncing correctly. JPEG files, GIF files. So maybe we'll see a major reduction in the newspaper to be a skeleton level, but you still need. I mean, I suppose you still with the advent of e-commerce, you still got to move objects. You still got to move food, move clothing. Mail something across to a friend, or so. In that case, maybe the mail would still be useful in that particular position. But even the elderly are starting to think, the elderly are very keen with computers and high technology, and so maybe as inmates go, what you do is pay JPay, and JPay will print, and because the individual inmate does not have connection to the internet just only for research purposes, for education purposes, when they are researching in the library, perhaps. But I don't think they have an email account, so they rely on supporters. Definitely anti-death row activists who print up whatever you wrote to them, and then they send the email off to the inmate themselves, and then the inmate will then email you back, send something for them to transcribe to you, which is a waste of paper. Maybe they don't use the envelopes anymore. Maybe that's why they're saving paper. But we'll just I have written many times to pen pals, but that was before the advent of email, so that was a long time ago. So it's really interesting to see it. I come back to the letter writing circuit, writing to inmates. Now I believe I'm writing to Eric Smith. I'm not sure who he is. I think he's a teenager who killed another teenager, the Kool-Aid teenager. I think maybe Samuel L. Howard. I believe he's an ex-Marine soldier who served in Nam, but he did conspire to kill someone. I think maybe. Keith Fudge. He's in the 80s. Keith Fudge, as a young man, he killed five or so rival gang members, or maybe teenagers he confused as gang members. But that was a massacre. A gangland. This is back in California, so. Gangland massacre. His death is on a moratorium. And Bill Clark, I'm not sure who he is, but he's on death row as well. So I'll be writing to more death row inmates. So I've been filming a lot of crafts and stuff. So you have the environmental show. I'm going to start a new series called Googoo Creates or something. Googoo Cooks, Googoo Creates. So in this case, you just see what we're doing here. And this is a recycled stamp. But if it's not cancelled, I can still use it. Hey man, next time cancel them, right? So you want to try and get it. So just a quick cut here. Try to get the blade underneath the little flap here. I'll show you. Little flap right there. You want to try to get the blade underneath it. I'm also starting to, because of this, I assume it's the 50th anniversary of Star Trek, where they posted a bunch of Star Trek shows again. Voyager, DS9, TNG, the old series, Star Trek, the old TOS, that's what it's called. Star Trek animated series. I haven't seen that on Netflix before. So it's gonna be. By the time I was watching, I was finishing off of Charmed, actually. Doing a binge watch of Charmed. I still gotta watch Archer. Start binging on Archer again. I'm not gonna be posting Archer posts because I know from last time I posted an Archer post, I was penalized. I was blocked, and I have a warning. I have a warning for posting a bunch of clips from movies. You gotta be careful of clips though. If you go over a certain amount of time, then it gets blocked worldwide. Because that's what people used to do. Instead of posting the whole movie, they'll break it up into little chunks. One of the strategies is they'll break it off into little chunks, part 1, part 2, part 3 here on Facebook. And then, 15 minutes or maybe 5 minutes each part. So maybe the studios got wise to that. Because they can't sell the DVDs anymore. Or can't sell the streaming anymore. I think DVD, like the mail, is most of the physical realm is gonna be digitized. Sort of like as predicted on what's the show called? Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future, where robots digitized humans into flesh and then became all these numerical numbers constituted on a computer screen and then downloaded into the Overmind's computer. Into Overmind. Okay. Look at my face here. But over the screen, over this camera, it's now translated into a bunch of ones and zeros. Anyway, glasses. I just ate a tomato, baby tomato. All my hands are holding the stamp here. So I'll start writing to these inmates, and hopefully I get a hit. I sincerely hope it's one of these gangbangers, because it's really notorious. Yes, I hate to say it, but I'm doing it for the notoriety. I'm a mercenary, but I am also volunteer a lot. So, but I'm human. Don't judge me unless you be judged, right? But it's not like I'm a total horror show. Oh, this blade is really fucking dull. I tried sharpening these blades. We need a grindstone to sharpen them. To give it that exacto. Or maybe I'll find a place where I can round up all... waste not, want not. Maybe just have a bag or something, basket, round up all the dull shit in the house. Blades and kitchen blades and whatnot. And, just bring them to a place to get sharpened. So over the years, these things will get dull. There's 2 stamps, so I'm going to put it into a little pile here. I'm also going to be starting a new project, a new project where a new project where we go where with my anime friend. A friend of mine who is like into anime, we decided to start a dialogue-based nerd show. Just 2 guys, maybe, just 2 geeks with schizophrenia here in Calgary, going on crazy adventures. Who knows? We might have an internet hit. Show the world that we are not monsters, even though we're crazy and handicapped. Speaking of being handicapped, there's a telemarketing company here in Calgary called Extel, and many of the police associations and whatnot have been trying to use them as professional fundraisers. But in this case, they get very pushy if you say no. I try to tell them that I need my money for school. I'm going to Bow Valley, and I'm trying to save up for university, trying to save up to get active in life, trying to build myself a life that I can live around. Maybe save up money so I can go visit my baby sister in China, their dad in China. I doubt she remembers me, because last time I saw her, she was like a little girl. She was like maybe 6 or 8 or 4 or something. And this one's already. This one's actually. When I tried to peel some of these stamps out of the peeler, out of the stamp holder, somehow the paper edge of it, it's not sticky or anything. The paper edge of it came off for some odd reason, and I don't know why. I honestly do not know why, because some of them peeled off nicely, some of them did not. So this is actually my stamp, because I told you I miswrote my address. Not the P.O. box address, so I kind of have to reuse this sucker here. Okay, so I'm going to go downstairs and grab another pair of scissors. So I'm going to hit the pause button. So I'm not going anywhere. This is just pause. See you later, guys. See, the thing is, with improv, hopefully this scissors might have a bit more torque on it. There we go. Turn on the light. I know there's light outside, but it's white light. This is the evening sun where it's very white, like very glowing white. I have to clean out my glasses. I won't have a better view. Where grease from the glasses reflects off the. You know how you have a screen and it's all and you try to look at something, and it's all you see this big glowing aura of light. So my head's also very shiny too because it's very hot today, so I'm perspiring a bit. So that'll prevent me from getting a good view of. Because we want to try and trim these as much as possible to kind of make it look legitimate that I am not a. Otherwise, sometimes the postmaster might say, "Oh, fuck you! You're just recycling letters, and you're just recycling." So I'm trying to get us trying to get the blade as close to these edges as possible. So underneath, maybe. There we go. Oh shit. Okay, well. But like I was saying, the white light is kind of glowing, so prevents me from seeing shit. Okay, I can't. It's not. Yeah. So you want to get this edges as much as possible. Ah, fuck, this asshole is not cooperating with me. There we go. As I was saying, me and my friend, we're gonna be making a bunch of podcasts about this. Guys talking. We have very interesting intellectual conversations when we're talking about politics, talking about Star Trek, especially Star Trek politics. It's gonna be really interesting. Pokemon Go, but I'm gonna make it a bit comedic too, because I just watched a Fleek the other night at my friend's house overnight, doing an overnighter, and Freely Cooley, I believe the show's called. Freely Cooley, Fleek. Oh, when you try to make it, because sometimes I totally rip the total corner off, and you still have a flap underneath from the back of the envelope. So you want to make sure that the letter does not go. That as you're slicing it, that you don't slice. You slice both of them off. You slice both sides off. I'll be going also to delete my old Mythia videos as well off this channel. I'll be posting them on a different show channel. This will just be me and my art, but the other channels will be I won't tell you guys yet because you guys are probably wondering what you guys are probably just watching my shows, trying to figure out where I'm going to strike next, right? Well, too bad, so sad. You guys are not going to be able to hold on to much longer. The Googoo show, and pretty much you guys are going to forget who Googoo is. The Googoo was the team killer, and this show is just going to be about my 8-bit projects, my writing projects, this project. This is a writing project. I'm going to be reading out once they stop writing to me, or if they get mad at me or something. I definitely would start to read their letters. I'm justified to read their letters and embarrass them. They said something mean to me kind of in the first place. I'll try not to, but only until the relationship has deteriorated, or they've stopped written to me in a long time and the relationship has deteriorated in a long while. See, I'm just going to first corner. Like the Crystal Pike letter is definitely going to be a read through. Crystal Pike, what can I say about her? She was a satanic girl that stabbed another teenager multiple times. The teenager tried to write home to her mother, call her mother saying, "Oh, there's a classmate here trying to fuck me up or trying to murder me. I really want to come home." But the parents, wanting the best for her child, because Job Corps is a program where it's sort of like where they teach job training programs, especially on the federal level, to underprivileged kids, and it's sort of like and then you live in a dorm there, kind of. You qualify for a dorm. You get to live on dorm, and in this case, she wanted to go home so badly. but her mother wanted the best for her job, job prospect wise. She convinced her to stay, which unfortunately was a very fatal mistake because Krista Pike was a crazy woman who had a satanic boyfriend, and he bashed this girl's skull in, stabbed her multiple times, drew a pentagram on her, and yeah. She's on death row, but many death row inmates have the option have many options, loopholes and options, because death is very permanent. They can appeal this all the way to they can appeal if they exhausted their appeals in the state-wise, protesting their innocence. Then if they exhausted their appeals, they can challenge. They can bring their case and challenge before the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court. And then if that, well, it's two levels of courts actually. The first court level will be the Ninth Circuit Court. I'm not sure how that works in America. I'm not sure what the hell that means, because I'm not American. They can also appeal this to the Supreme Court. This is when I first started this whole project about a year ago. The Canadian government issued really nice stamps. I believe they issue stamps like this to prevent counterfeiting. Or so this one's actually another mistake I sometimes wrote, but this one's actually pretty nice. This one features a farmstead and some autumn shots. Another fancy one I have here, another fancy $121.20 is the stereotypical Indian. And we have a cowboy culture up here in Canada as well. I mean, you guess you were just under Mounties and a bunch of igloos. No, actually we have a Western culture here. We have mountainous Calgary, for example. It's very prairie, very savanna-like, and it's very in tune with their cowboy nature. Hopefully one of them will find me interesting enough to write to me, or try to scam money out of me. I'll occasionally throw them something to keep the relationship going. So I didn't record all that stuff where I was talking about for an hour or so but what I basically did was clip the rest of my coupons, my mail coupons, my stamps. Some of them are mine, most of them are mine, so I'm not a total thief. Some of them have been renewed, recycled. Reduce, reuse, recycle, right? I anticipate that perhaps this will be the last, or maybe one of the last remaining years of this project. But before I move on to other writing projects, I want to definitely definitely would like to write to maybe write about my inmate writing skills on crack.com. Trying to get people to do that, write to inmates, and see if I can start a club on their forum site. Definitely would like to work on my 8-bit music, 8-bit renditions of nice music, so I can get more traffic to my channel. I've moved up to at least past the 100 mark now, which I was stagnating as a nobody for the past year or so, year and a half or so as a total nobody, a total invisible person. Invisible Man. I'm the Invisible Man. If you can know where that comes from, then where that quote comes from, then I love you. You wanna poo poo? Okay. So I'm thinking I'm leaking some glue here. This old glue handle. Just dab it once. Oh, another thing. If you're gonna write to inmates, keep your envelopes very clean. Oh, actually, I got an idea. I have envelopes that are yellow, and I have envelopes that are white. Because we use those Manila-based envelopes, Manila-based business envelopes, that are we recycling them from recycling those. We can go like that, so it sort of looks like a. You can see a little bit of brown there, but maybe the quickness of the machine or the swiftness of the Canada Post would be able to zap these letterheads there. And just a quick dab there again. Because I was saying that you can't have suspicious looking envelopes and stuff covered in liquids, because it is discovered that supporters of certain criminals, maybe they're outside gangs members, are able to smear drugs onto these chemical slime, such as Polaroid pictures and whatnot. And I have to grab a Q-tip or something. I have to grab a Q-tip. I'll be right back. As I was saying, a lot of inmates, a lot of the wardens in the warden prison, the readers of the program of the letters, they mentioned that that they keep on finding letters, especially in the 80s and whatnot, especially with women and with biological fluids such as cum and whatnot. You can actually look it up yourself. I'm gonna have you not deny you the shock value of reading up on just what can, especially with female inmates, what actually counts. What actually was mailed through. Sometimes blood, sometimes cum, but a lot of times drugs. They'll smear drugs. Perhaps the way I'm doing it now. They'll smear drugs on Polaroid letters, Polaroid photographs. You cannot send Polaroids anymore, or any other chemical photographs, because you can probably drugs and whatnot. Contraband, blood, contraband, cum. So I want to be as clean as possible because I want these letters to actually have a better chance of going through. Sometimes they go through. Sometimes letters do not go through. It's all up to the warden's security system. You cannot send pornography. You can send You can send skin photographs of yourself. But they have to be tasteful photographs. For one thing, can't be excessively nude. That's what I heard. Cannot send DVDs. I don't think. There's a whole list of things you can and cannot send. we probably have to send things, but it have to be probably be cleared. So maybe as our relationship with these writers carries on, I'll send them something. Learn how to send them something. If I have more money, I'll send them something. That is, as I get more in tune with this hobby. I also would like to get online and become a Death Row groupie, a guy version of a Death Row groupie. These are women who are fans of Death Row inmates. They want to have their, like me, they're experiencing some kind of crisis in their life or their boredom, and they want to do something excitable, interesting, and give their life some pizzazz. In this case, I'm going to great lengths to write to inmates, posting some of their letters if they rudely ignore me, or perhaps increase my notoriety on YouTube. We all have to have our 50 minutes of fame. This is my 50 minutes of my fame. All of these artistic endeavors are creative impulses. It's not like I'm not this genuine as friends go to these inmates or their victims. So I do write genuine letters, but I can't pass this up. Just basically saying I cannot pass this opportunity up for WoW points or EP points or something. EP points. EPness. Making fun of someone who's trapped. But like I said, you want to make sure that your letterheads are very clear of weird chemicals. And these you want to make sure you want to steer clear of these actually I won't read up the letters, I guess. I don't know. It just seems obscene sometimes. Just me and my conscience wrestling with my conscience. In fact, if you guys want to read more letters from inmates and whatnot, I'm trying to write to Charles Ng again. But people do weird stuff, perverted stuff. YouTube is a medium for creativity, creative endeavors and hobbies that we do, and this is one of them. Writing to Death Row inmates, and sometimes you just want to, in case you're worried that the stamp might peel off, you just want to glue it again there. And you take the other end of this and just give it a good buff the ramrod a bit here. Oh, let's just glue this. I was glue on my table there, so I was going to scoop that up with a Q-tip. People I've written to, I think I've written to a school killer. He stopped writing to me. Okay, coming! I've written to a school killer. The Panoka High School one. Not Kip Kimple. I think this particular school killer just disappeared. But he was definitely being teased. I think he used to wear a Twizzler or a Twister cape on him and played funny jokes, pranks on fellow students. This Batman shooter. This Batman shooter was actually a very talented psychiatric neurology student. Ooh, it's the cowboy and Indian one. Lucky them. Lucky this person here. Because currently what the government is using now is the polar bear one. Like I said, I started this project maybe a year ago. Give myself some notoriety. Yeah! Give myself some notoriety. Hopefully I'm able to pass school this year and be able to spend more money on this new hobby. You know what? I think I'm gonna keep it right in, mates. I mean, it's hauntingly trippy. Not trippy, but hauntingly well, until this glue runs out. This glue pen runs out. This glue pen has been around in the family since the 90s. It's been around for the 90s. It's leaking because I had to poke a pair of scissors through the it's so old that this glue pen is so old that I actually had to poke a hole. I had to poke a hole in the sponge. The sponge is this was this petrified in glue crap. One of the fallible things that we do as young people. Oops. But no one's done this on Facebook before or YouTube before. Written to inmates, posted to them, read their letters. So I'm just an artist. Just like you people are. We're all artists here on YouTube, and it's a social experiment of life. And this is just I'm sure that eventually the United States will become more enlightened in regards to death penalty. So I'm staking my claim in this historical context. I also intend to stake my claim on by heading down to New Orleans to help build homes. A project to help me build a home down there. I keep on telling you guys about this dream project of mine. To head down to New Orleans, help out the working class. See, I'm not a bad guy. I'm not such a bad guy after all. It's a program called Lower Ninth Ward, Lower Ninth. Also, the work on the community improvement projects, such as rebuilding a levee there, a civilian project rebuilding a levee down there, because you really don't want to have another tornado destroy all this hard work 50 years down the road, right? I wonder how, because eventually we humans will reach a point where we don't need these houses anymore. This is just a small temporary glitch, not glitch, but a small temporary age, you know. Who knows what New Orleans will look like 100 years from now? But for the next 10 years, we're gonna rebuild it so that we will find out if they still have cities in the future. Like, I mean, they still have cities in the future, but they'll totally be not as we know it, right? It'll be a totally different system, not as we know it. Almost finished gluing all this crap there. So Sure, Calgary would not look the same either, or Edmonton. Maybe everything will be apartment-sized here. Or it will become an older neighborhood, 100 years from now, my school's still standing, and like many schools in all those old high schools in America. Calgary reaches its 200-year anniversary and played an important role in it. Staking my claim in my particular unique personal claim in history. We are all egomaniacs, trying to be remembered as human beings. Sorry that I had to be such a whore about it, reading people's personal thoughts, but but during my particular zeitgeist, I'm an internet troll. I'm a team killer. I make no bones about who I am or what I did. And this is just a trolling channel. Eventually, I will grow out of this sport. Hopefully, I will have witnessed one of the last remaining remnants of the old text-based schemes of the 90s. This old games. Okay, we're almost done. It's just the interest factor, and doing this kind of thing is very interesting. How often you say I spoke face to face with a famous murderer, or anyone famous? Meeting famous people is not as glamorous as it seems. I mean, sure, if you're a star worshipper, especially in California, with star power and whatnot, we can reuse on the metro, on the LA metro, on his way home. Last one. Perhaps I meet you. Actual important YouTubers. Well, this channel is just a tiny, small corner of the universe. Just a taste of what's to come as we progress later on in life, or in our universal existence. Probably I get penalized for being a pervert, writing about people's personal lives, personal feelings that they confided in me. If they don't mention this, I know I'm supposed to use my common sense. If they don't specifically don't mention this to anybody. I have a big mouth. That's what I say. I have a very, very big mouth. Okay, I'm going to post one more layer of slime. Then I'm going to grab the cleaner, another Q-tip, and clean up the excess glue as best as I can. So I don't want these stamps flying off in the space here. So I'm probably going to think that this unusual stains here, unusual wax stains here that I'm some kind of putting in some kind of drug contraband, or maybe. I don't think I need. I think all the glue is okay. Okay, that's it. Glue my fingers. Always in Scouts. That's what the Scoutmaster kept on, our Cupmaster kept on making fun of. Beaver/Cupmaster, the early ones. They don't have much of a long lifespan for these kind of programs, for these leaders, because they usually go on and do things in their lives, be more with their family, perhaps go to night school. The older Kale in our group, he was very active, but then he eventually had to go back to night school. So that's it. Thank you for watching our show. I'm gonna hit pause here. I'm gonna see how clean these. I'm gonna see how clean these blue are in a bit here. And perhaps maybe get a dabbed cotton ball and just clean up the crap. And what else can I say? I guess I can say thank you for watching my show. We're gonna be right back. Achoo! Yeah, for AJ Inmates, this is Uncle Googoo again. We're starting to show my cooking again, and eventually, if I do finish my education, if I'm lucky enough to graduate this time, I will work for a few years. Head out. I would like to head out to a native nation. I was going to call it the reservation, but that's not right. I mean, they prefer to call it their nations, and get involved in definitely get involved in a lot of native democratic affairs. Become a native ally of the Bow Valley. It's been an interesting summer. Early spring / summer. It rained a lot this year. We grew our grass back. My brain gymmer score has bounced off a bit. Fallen. Went to my brother's stag party in Radium, BC. You saw that I mentioned that in my brain gymmer video number 7, like game number 7. And attended a JDL meeting here. I guess I'm gonna attend more JDL meetings here in Calgary as well. The Jewish community here knows who I am. So I got the native community also know who I am. The volunteering circuit knows who I am as well. So maybe show more videos of my survivalist cabin and more of my projects. I learned to do DIY, but I very much suck at DIYing. I'm not a professional. This is actually my first time. My father, he moved back to China, which I'm going to go visit him eventually. We're trying to get him to come back here to Canada. Trying to save as much money as he can, as much retirement money as he can. So he's working as a professor there in China. He's going to try to save as much money as he can to eventually retire quietly here in Canada. I still got many years of work left. Trying to get into the addictions counseling field, so I'm going to need a car, and perhaps go up to the young offender center. Definitely be working with the Duke of Edward again, and looking to being a scout leader. Looking to being a reservist. Start working out here. Burn off all the shit. It's very possible. I've need to get a GoPro and do some crazy GoPro laps. Not conventional swimming, but I did notice that it's sort of like a doggy paddle, but you flop your legs down into the pool and you just propel yourself with your arms. That actually works very well. So I was feeling pretty efficated last week, start of last week, during the swim meet with Between's friends. I definitely would like to try working out at Camp Horizon and help out with Between's friends some more. Help out with their galas. Between's friends is a program that provides recreation. No opportunities for handicapped Calgarians with handicaps, because they spend most of their days working, trying to be as self-sufficient as possible, and these programs kind of act as a friendship club to help them help them enjoy each other's company in a safe environment that's friendly to their needs. Because they work a lot, they work with their parents, they work with their caregivers, and they need to have some time off, right? And I would like to. Sorry, itchy ear. Sorry about that. I know it looks gross. It looks very gross right in this video. Damn it, but I've been wearing earphones all day, so uh, anyways, thank you for watching my show. I bet you guys are getting bored, hypnotically bored. I don't know. I look forward to many of these kind of adventures, though. And somebody called on the phone? Oh, it's the girl from it's the leader of. Speaking of the devil, I was talking about Between Friends, and this is the movie. This is the movie night. So I hope to see you guys soon out there. Perhaps, but I should enjoy recreation more. I mean, these hobbies and stuff. I do these DIY projects just to maintain the house and make it livable. By a shoestring, because houses fall apart, and you need a lot of money to renovate and whatnot. So what you do is these small projects to keep things alive and keep things active for as long as possible. That's the Chinese way, anyways. But I wish I was more professional and knew these skills. You should actually have a course called handy skills, home handy skills, or home improvement, or some of these skills that are learning annex, or maybe at a at a hack space. Because I would really love to start screwing around in the garage some more. I wanted to buy some old pieces of wood, I guess, from a restore, and start making a ship, an actual sailing ship that I use as my sail yacht, so I can rescue people out of North Korea, using flying the Hong Kong / Japan route. I guess, or maybe Yacht 8, just sailing into a country, bringing building materials, resources, and whatnot. With Yacht 8, maybe do that with Cuba. Maybe organize a Yacht 8 route out of Canada, Cuba, down, from eastern board, and lots of volunteers can come up here, get into the ships, and sail downwards. And Cuban supporters, we just throw these ships into a dry dock or something. It doesn't cost that much, I don't think. Especially if you have volunteers and donations, and just sail back and forth. They buy resources, building materials out of Quebec or out of Montreal, and just sail them out, and then sail them into Cuba through just try to. It's sort of like a freedom flotilla project, but in this case it goes to Cuba and increases their country's standard of living, because you get hit by hurricanes a lot, and they're a unique experiment. All of our countries, all of our communities, no matter what ideology, is a unique experiment in humanity. We all ultimately want the same thing. We all ultimately want the same thing, and me writing to inmates and me reading their letters. Well, I guess I could do it not as a ha 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 fuck you, but maybe as a just yeah. I think I'm going to rename that show. Rename the inmate show, not inmate letters from inmates, but not trolling, and just be humanitarian about it. And I think I'll reread the Eric Edwards letter. Just to show the humanity side of it, it's interesting how my right hand, left hand keep on fighting all the time. The right hand path, the left hand path, the both hand path. But anyways, we're coming back to an hour, so thank you for watching my show. Thank you for sticking with me, literally with the glue. And thank you for watching. Have a great night. This is Googoo signing off.